Welcome back
to episode 007
007.
of the Keep the Horse Alive podcast. This week, we talk about our obsession with girls.
Wanting to sleep with your job recruiter.
Would you kiss your clone?
Did you see Zendaya at the Empire State Building?
Don't get me started about twerking on robo-dogs.
And why did I start sobbing when I watched A Quiet Place?
All of that and more coming up on this episode. Strap in, get seated, hooves up, and enjoy.
Nay. It's episode 7.
Yeah, it is.
It's mother flippin' episode 7.
Tapping in July 2nd, which means infamously June was last month, which means Pride is over. If you're gay, stop. Just stop, because your month is over. The month is over, and sorry, what can we say?
The horse made us pink wash the podcast, and everything that we talked about last month was a complete gag. Yeah. Lesbians, no.
I don't even know if they exist, honestly. I thought they were invented for the month of June. Challengers, yeah, not real. Actually, the boys never kissed.
It was a movie about straight people, is what I heard.
Yeah, and that's what I believe. So happy straight month. And you know, that's what I've always said. Like, why is there a month dedicated to being gay, like celebrating that? Because like I think straight people need a month to be celebrated.
And what about the bi people who
kiss mostly just the opposite sex, but like once in their life they kissed like somebody who was like the same sex, and then now they're bi. Like, what about them? I think they should get 8 months.
What about the gay people who kiss girls at parties too because it's hot? ? But it's just like not hot because it's, who are you catering to? And the answer is no one.
No one, and that's the cold hard facts, guys. But welcome back to episode 7. It has been the way that we're like at this point professional podcasters, because 7 episodes is wild.
It's a whole season. Like, I mean, what has lasted 7 episodes? RuPaul's Drag Race, Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
It's a contender, yeah.
Yeah, we're
but not
up
many
there.
Others.
Yeah.
The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody
made it past 7
That was
episodes.
A pretty good show, and that made it past 7. So we're in good company, is what we're saying. Also, just an important note that I made in our notes app this week that I wanted to address on the podcast that popped into my mind. If you had a clone, would you make out with it?
Honestly, after watching The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody or experiencing twins in person, I don't think so.
See, that was my thing. That's what got the juices flowing in the brain, because it's like, would this person, it's me though. So it's not like I'm kissing, it's not incestual because it's not a brother or sister, it's me.
This is like,
and that would be like, listen, some days I look in the mirror and I'm like, I would not want to kiss you. But some days I look in the mirror and I'm like, yeah, if I could kiss you, I would. And it makes me wonder, what would I do in that situation?
Everyone deserves a little clone of themselves. That is correct. I think that if I was genetically related to them, that would be wrong. But if it's just like a clone, I don't know.
Yeah, like I mean like clone, like you just stepped out of the machine that like in the Avengers or whatever, like the guy, the hot guy, Captain America, what's his name in real life? Chris Evans steps out of, like you stepped out of there and it's your clone. Not me referencing the Avengers. It is for sure. Pride Month is over. We're referencing the Avengers, guys. This is an Avengers podcast.
The Avengers will be heavily covered on the broadcast.
Yeah, don't worry about that. The broadcast, a lot of things coming, Wall Street information and stuff, just for your ears to indulge in. Speaking of Wall Street.
Wait, a personal question on the clone theory. Are you just kissing your clone? Are you taking your clone for walks? Like, are you playing tennis with your clone, or is it just like a little
we're going to the climbing gym.
Okay.
For sure. if you get my gist. No, I don't know. I guess it would have to happen in person for me to really know, because you say things that you would do, but then you actually come in contact with the experience and you're like, "Oh, no."
I think I honestly would be freaked out if I saw a clone of me, and then I would try to see if I think if my clone was as funny as me, I would have to leave the room. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What if it outshined you? Then I would have to kill it.
Yeah,
Then I would have to kill her.
that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if it was somehow me but better, I would simply one of
Mm,
us would have to survive. One
yeah. It
cannot.
just one there's not room for 2 of us on this
No.
big green earth.
No. Unfortunately.
So
Unless my clone was like, I'll take care of London. Like I'll set up
oh,
the
like,
London.
I'll build the roster up in Europe. You take the Americas,
Yeah. And I think
which
that
yeah.
that could be a healthy
Okay.
transaction.
Well, then just make another one. They could take Asia, you could cover all the continents.
Yeah. And then there would just be a lot of me's everywhere.
Yeah, I like that idea. I think we're
Yeah.
onto something. We should start an app
For
that
cloning.
yeah, yeah.
But if my clone somehow dated Harris Dickinson and I didn't know about it, it would be over.
Well, then
Life
you
would
would just, like, switch out or kill the clone.
I would have to kill the
You would
clone.
have to kill the clone for sure.
Yeah. That's an experience reserved for me and me only.
Right, right. I think Harris would sense it wasn't the real you,
I would hope so. My
probably.
pulse, my beating heart and my pulse and my soul energy.
He would sense your aura. He'd be like, "This is not the aura that
Yeah.
Kevin has." Um,
Wall
well, we were
Street
in New
is
York.
back.
Yeah, we were in New York City yesterday. We linked up for a whopping 40 minutes while I signed my lease. I had to fly up in the early morning to sign my lease in person, which after being scammed out of 3K, I think I preferred doing that because at least I know the place was real. Um, and then we met up because you were in town for a job interview, a recruiting interview.
Yes. I had
How'd that go?
my succession moment of traveling up to Manhattan in a suit and tie was somewhat ridiculous. And I'm so proud of myself because I knew better, because I brought clothes to change into, because there's no way I am walking through the city like that. But it was really nice. I literally fell in love with my recruiter, which is a common occurrence when we run into any of our New York locals. Like,
Yeah, it's just like no, it was funny because you were walking around in like a suit and tie, and I'm like, people our age. What was I saying? I was like, people our age, it looks like we're cosplaying adults, but we are the adults in the world. Like
yes.
we look so unserious. And
Y-
like exactly, you walk into like a recruiting job or like whatever, and they're just people our age that are like hot and sexy,
Yeah. And
and it's crazy.
why would you tell me the area that you live in unless you want to hang out? Like he was
Mhm.
like, I live here, and I was like, oh, so you want to get
Word.
dinner.
Yeah.
And I
Pending.
came I came home and I was like, is it wrong to sleep with your recruiter?
I would say no. It's an open city.
I would hope, I
Uh,
think. But if he
I
w
think they were like they wouldn't tell you where they live unless they were interested.
yeah, so I'm trying to hang out with him. And
For
he was
sure.
like, I have to text you all the time. And I was like, okay.
Oof. My phone is open. You have my number. It is on the application sheet.
Yeah.
That's
Immediate
awesome.
turning off, do not disturb ever since he said
Right,
that.
right. Did you get the job? No. Did you score the man? Maybe.
Yes, maybe. But it was a lot of fun. New York's been bumping this week. I've just been bouncing around and I didn't end up going to Pride, but there are a lot of Pride events that I missed. Circa Ethel Kane performing in Central Park.
Oh, wait, whoa, 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 whoa. That was in Central Park?
It was in Central Park. There was like a
Oh,
concert in Central Park.
because I would have gone up 2 days early if I knew that and like slept on the streets if I had to. I thought that was at like some festival, like upstate or something. I did not know it was right in the middle of the city.
Yeah. It
And it
was it
was it was so good. I watched, like, all the footage.
I saw a couple of clips, like, afterwards, and I did look into it, like, before, and I was like it was kind of like a festival kind of situation, so I didn't know if I wanted to go or not, but I hate when you see the concert footage afterwards and you're like, "Dang, I really should have gone to that."
Ethel is such a good live performer. Like, I saw her in France. I went to a music festival literally just to see her. I had no interest in seeing anybody else, and I stayed for her set, and it was only, like, 6 songs, but, like, her vocals are insane, and I listened to the album on the flight home yesterday, like, front to back, for the first time since, like, I first listened to it, and it is just so transcendent.
It's
I
really
mean,
good.
so good, the
Um,
story it tells.
did you see the clip of her when somebody was asking her for water and she was like, "2 waters, please," and it made like, she looked like a waiter?
No, I can imagine right now.
She was like
That's epic.
she was
Yep.
she looked like she was ordering 2 waters, like, at a bar. She was like, "2 waters, please."
That she's just like one of us. I bet
Yeah,
she, like, sits in restaurants sometimes and orders some waters.
yeah, it was really cute, and I'm glad that everybody who went had a good time, but I'm
It felt
envious.
like she provides, like, a safe, environment, a safe space, if you will.
Not this month.
Not this month. No, it's
No.
July, guys.
Other Pride events that I also missed. Did you know that there is a chain smoking cigarette contest where called Twinks versus Dolls, where they literally all circle in a wrestling ring and they all
I
try to
need to
finish
attend.
a cigarette as quickly as possible.
I need to attend really badly. I don't wanna participate because, frankly, it's embarrassing when try to smoke a cigarette. I am coughing insanely, and the taste, like, stays in my throat for, like, 5 days straight for whatever reason. But I need to watch that.
I they just Bushwick just seems to amaze me
Okay,
every
right.
time.
Bushwick. Okay, that makes
And
that makes
and the fact that they lit 10 cigarettes at the same time, and I probably would have died from being in that room.
Yeah. Have you ever
Just
seen, like, the joint or the blunt or whatever it is, and it's, like, one, like, m mouth, but it has, like, 5 different ones coming off? That's what that reminds me of.
it was a sight to see in video, but I'm sad that I didn't go.
Yeah, that would've been
But
fun in person.
what else did I miss? Madonna! Madonna was at a thing,
In New
and
York?
in New York for a Pride weekend. Madonna did an appearance at a show called Ladyland for Pride, and Arca was also there, who I'm obsessed with.
Yeah.
So my jaw was on
Baby.
the floor when I saw her come out for that. And I'm mostly mad about Arca, and I'm also mad that people that I was around were talking about Madonna might make an appearance, Madonna might make an appearance. I was like, there's no way. But
And
Madonna
she
was
made an
there.
appearance.
She did
Mm.
appear.
I was suggested a new, gay bar that we could try. It's called Henrietta Hudson.
Henrietta had its I think I've heard of that before.
I think it's like a lesbian bar, but, like, it's just, like, they played, like, Brat all weekend, and I was like, "W that's where I needed to be."
There we went to a restaurant called The Fly, and they were playing Charlie XCX. Like, a lot of the restaurants here, like, you'll just be eating, like, a rotisserie chicken or something like that, and they're just, like, bumping Charlie XCX, they're bumping FKA Twigs was
And
played,
that's what life is all about. It's just, like,
yeah,
digging into a rotisserie goddamn chicken. Hands full of rotisserie chicken,
yeah.
and in the background is our girl Charlie
It's so weird
on the
because, like, if
speakers.
you eat out in North Carolina, which I'm sure there are places in North Carolina that will play Brat or something like that,
There
but
could
it's
be.
mostly just like 70s, 80s rock, some throwback hits,
Country, um,
country.
like, the top 5 songs from 2016, not even the top 6, just the top 5, it's just on rotation. Um, yeah,
You're
it's
better off ordering at Costco, like getting a
yeah,
rotisserie from Costco and Harris Teeter than you are to hear
go out
that
and
out at just any North Carolina restaurant, honestly.
establishment.
I went to the Empire State Building because I had extra free time before my interview, before my succession moment. And I was like, I need to go see the Statue of Liberty because I've never been. I've been to New York so many times, but I've never actually done the New York touristy things besides the ferry ride and maybe like walking around Central Park. But I'm haven't been tapped into the Manhattan scene. So I was at Starbucks Reserve and I turned the corner and I'm literally at the Empire State Building. And I said, "Today's the day."
Today is the day. And how
I
was it?
I paid my $44, which is literally a scam, and I clicked that.
$44 to, mind you, go up an elevator, see a view that you could get on the top of any other building, and come right back down.
Yeah, and it was really gorgeous. And I think the thing that made me the most excited was seeing Zendaya and Zac Efron, people that we've mentioned on the pod, chilling at the Empire State Building.
That's crazy. Last time I went, I saw BTS and Ariana Grande, and I think you saw Ariana as well.
I did see Ariana, and then I saw
Was she singing
Kylie's.
Wicked?
We need to go see Wicked. I'm not even
Oh,
kidding.
I will see that in a heartbeat with you. I saw it on Broadway in like 2016, and it was the best experience of my life. But we also need to see like Wicked, the movie,
The
obviously.
Ariana Grande
Ariana
experience.
Grande. Yeah.
And it was just
Artita
like
Grande.
weird seeing Tom Holland also on the same wall. I was like, oh, they're dating now. I don't know if they were dating in that moment where they separately took pictures
Oh,
at
probably
the Eiffel
not.
Tower, but it was cute to see. Like, I'm sure Zendaya was like, you need to go.
Yeah. Zendaya was like, let me have my moment with Zach.
Yeah,
That was probably for promo for the movie about the circus. Greatest Showman?
perhaps. Greatest
Is that
Showman.
the
Was
movie?
Zac Efron in there?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
D-
Let
k-
us let's not forget Zac Efron. I don't know why I'm holding this lighter. I just like to fidget with stuff when it's amongst me. I have to touch something at all times. Um, let's not forget Zac Efron. He's a music man. He has the vocals. So I think he
d-
was in The Greatest Showman.
I okay. I just to recap on your Zac Efron, the
Zac
Zac
Efron
Efron.
Renaissance.
Yes. I feel like it's a small community of people that are writing with you. Am I crazy?
Yeah. No, you're not. I maybe it was more of a manifestation that I was putting out there because after seeing that video and being like, "Oh my god, he's so back." I saw no other videos and the movie that he was promoting did not do good. Let me tell you. The reviews are in and they are stinkers and I will not be seated, but I will support Zach from afar. Don't
He
ever get that
did
twisted. But he was an
um
Iron Claw and like that was kind of his comeback. But then he like he needs a new agent to get him only good roles because why are you like going from like a great performance to whatever he was in that did so bad?
it's yeah. It's I
When
wanted
we have an
him
agent for oh, I'm sorry, continue.
when he makes his comeback, I want him to know that you were at the front of the line for this
I was writing for
cause.
him and I
Yeah.
always will be. And when we have an agent, they are going to be the best in the game. So we'll never be booked for like irrelevant or negatively reviewed engagements.
It'll only be the worst it'll ever get is doing Jeopardy.
That's not even the worst. I would love to play Jeopardy.
Or Wheel of Fortune. I honestly, at
Wheel of
some
Fortune.
point in my career, I will have to pivot into being a game show contestant, I
I
think.
want to be on Jeopardy so bad, and they just announced that they're doing like a new offset of Jeopardy called it's like for pop culture, and I think I would be good at it because I'm just chronically online. I know a little bit about everything.
You, me, Julia Fox on that show, and
Julia
how
Fox, come on the podcast.
literally Julia
We'll literally
Fox,
help you promote your album, your book, your just like beautiful aura. We'll help you.
yeah, bring Valentino.
Yes.
Um,
We're waiting. We're in New York a lot, so we could we're
I
on your
hope
schedule, babe.
I hope we run into her. But Zac Efron, we're waiting on your comeback, and I support it.
Yeah. And I hope he's still in the Empire State Building right now having a really nice day.
He looked really good in that
He
photo.
did.
I don't know if that was before or after the accident. I
That
don't
was for
know.
sure before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, girls?
I love girls.
I
I'm
love
obs
girls as well. Well, oh wait. Okay, it's it's July. Never mind. Um,
Um,
Girls, the show, infamously, is what we're talking about, guys. Because we both started watching it, and when I tell you, obsessed.
we were revisiting a cult classic, Lena Dunham. You kind of did your big one in
Over
that
10
period
years
of
ago.
time. Over
And I
10
did.
years ago. It's crazy that a piece of media like that exists. I feel like it's kind of something that's happening to a lot of people our age where we're going back and revisiting things like Sex and the City. And I feel like rewatching or just revisiting like girls and stuff like that. I told you last night when we were watching it, like girls for me right now is what awkward on MTV was back then, like when I was going through high school. But awkward was really bad.
Yeah, I never heard of that. And I
It,
never heard of anybody in the cast. But
yeah,
I believe you that it was bad.
it
I
was
do believe
sad.
that. It was give I don't know. Um, like the posters I said was like it was giving like Glee and
Yeah,
maybe like a little bit of Girls. But Girls is so good. I posted on my story. I was like, can people recommend me like shows that are several seasons long so I could binge it and not be done in like a day with all these like limited series? Like, guys, give me a catalog. And everyone recommended Sex and the City, obviously, Girls or Broad City, and I'll probably watch Broad City next. But Girls, I'm on episode 4. It is so good. Like the comedic beats, I just think it's so funny and like also just like kind of real. Like, I don't know.
I think at this, it's weird how relatable it is because everybody in our life, or maybe more, maybe just me, is like kind of confused and figuring it out. Everybody's going through the motions, and it's
No, it's
like,
like everybody, I think.
yeah,
Especially like Lena Dunham's character, Hannah, she's like pursuing writing, but her parents are like, girl, you're broke and we're not helping you anymore. So you're on your own. And she's like, well, I'm at this like internship that like does barely pays me. And it's like, that's so real as well.
yeah.
And like the one who's like a babysitter, Jemima Kirk's character, I forgot her name.
I love her. I'm
I
obsessed with
love her. I'm
her.
obsessed with her as well. But yeah, it is like a bit, it's obviously it's very 2012 coded.
Yeah.
A bit outdated, some of the things. And tell me why Adam Driver like does something for me in this. Um, Physicality wise, like he's really hot in this, but like I hate his character. Like I despise his character. I want him to die, but he's hot. So
I really don't like their relationship. Like that's like my
oh
least
no,
favorite
I
part
don't
of the
either.
show.
Yeah. Every
And
time they come in contact, I'm just like fast
I'm
forward, but I don't
I'm
fast forward. Of
literally
course, I watch.
gagging half the time when they are like spending time together. I'm literally like
Mm,
disgusted and
yeah.
grossed out.
Yeah.
Anytime that they have any sort of interaction, I'm like, why is this happening? Is it relatable in the sense of maybe have met a couple people like that where they're like, oh, my boyfriend is so sweet. This is what he does. And I'm like, that's horrible.
That's borderline abuse. But
Yeah. And
um yeah, it's crazy. Crazy like
it's
that. And but like the downfall of Lena Dunham is wild because like she went from like writing, directing, creating this like really good show that I really like so far. I mean, we're only on episode 4, but people hate her. She's like widely known as like the most disliked woman in Hollywood. And for what?
um
Is it because like her humor stayed in 2012? Like I think I don't know why. I think it's just cuz all her jokes are like
I
I,
think that like even watching Girls Now, it's a little problematic. I don't know if she got more
problematic.
problematic or worse,
I would
but
believe it.
I don't remember why she kept getting canceled, but I do think it has some to do with some aspect of her personality or something like that, where people were like,
She just
"We-
sucked.
yeah,
Just sucked so people canceled her.
yeah."
Yeah. Well, RIP to Lena. I hope you make a comeback one day. Or maybe I don't hope. Yeah.
The actor that's a gay boyfriend in the show, like I do love him so
I do
much. I
really
am
love him.
obsessed with him.
I don't think he'll be making a comeback. I think that was his cameo. I love how the single gay character, they were like, "Ugh, he was gay. Like, how dare he?"
Yeah, it was I just love that interaction so much because she was like, "Well, if you're gay, then how could you date me?" And I'm like, "This honestly is such a valid question. Literally so
Yeah.
valid." Um, and yeah, go watch Girls if you haven't. I love the fact that I'm watching a show that's in New York, like based in New York while
I
I'm
love it. That's why I'm doing it because it's like, oh my God, I'm literally here with you right now. Like, I'm in the show right now.
and they were talking about like Nolita and a bunch of like the areas and
And
I
like
like
Bushwick was in one of the end of the episode at the concert.
yes,
I was like,
yes.
Kevin is literally in that crowd right now.
Literally, I really did love that episode a lot. That was a really good one. That was my favorite.
Yeah.
Episode 3, the last one that I just recently watched, was my favorite
The
so far.
Diary.
The diary was
Yes, that was so
epic.
good. That was good. Yeah, so if anybody else is a girls stan, like we are newly girls stans, comment below. Let us
Yeah.
know how the seasons progress and how they get if they get good or worse. I hope they don't get worse. I
The
hate when a show goes
horses
downhill.
horses are known to love women, so I mean
Yeah.
girls. I mean, we're talking
Mm,
about the TV show, right? I mean,
yeah.
like what? Like and the call.
Cut the cameras. Cut the cameras, dead ass.
Wait,
She's like,
we both ended up seeing A Quiet Place Day one
the
on
same
the
day
same
and the same
day.
time
Yeah, at the same time, at like a weird time in the afternoon.
because we're
And
unemployed.
then, yeah, unemployed behavior. But by the time that I had finished wrapping, like walking out of the movie, you literally sent me a picture of the movie wrapping as well. And I was like, this is so funny.
This
Like, that
is like the
is,
horse set us up to do that.
yeah. And it
The horse
was,
did that.
how did you feel about A Quiet Place Day one? I want to hear your
Yeah,
review.
so personally, I loved it and I sobbed. I sobbed 3 different times. Wasn't expecting that. I literally just went because I'm an AMC Stubs A-list member and I had the free movie and I was like, okay, well, I haven't used any movies this month and I was just charged $22. So let me go and use these. Um, it was great. I loved it. And I love Lupita. I will ride for my girl until the day I die. She was amazing. Just I love when movies are like they're marketed as like, okay, this was marketed as like a Quiet Place prequel, sequel, or whatever. So like obviously all the people who are into like the horror of the first one and like stands of the first one were like gonna come and watch it. But then you're like sucked into this like deeply human story. It's like not
Yeah.
about the horror, really. It's just like a backdrop, but like it's really about these like two people making a connection amidst the end of the world.
I went into that movie thinking that we were gonna get A Quiet Place. I haven't seen the first two at all, but I knew
Neither.
that Lupita was in it. She got me. She got me when I saw
They
her in
got
the
me
trailer.
there. They got me with Lupita.
And I was expecting like an action thriller, but I ended up literally sobbing like 30 minutes in because A Quiet Place does a really good job at just getting straight to the action. Like 15 minutes in, you're like, oh, the world's
The world, oh, the world is ending, and they just did a great job at incorporating that world endingness with you having a deep connection with the characters who are experiencing it.
Yeah. I think I was really impressed because like for a blockbuster, like
$70 million
headline.
budget or something.
Yeah, like a huge movie like that to actually hit the mark on like, okay, emotional, like simple, like the simplicity of like
Thank
human
you.
connection and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that was really impressive while keeping elements of like the action as well. But I genuinely was sobbing like several points in the movie just because it was just so raw and so good. And I'm always thinking about it. Also
Me too. No,
an
literally.
another New York based movie where she was talking about Harlem and getting pizza in New York. And I was like, that's
Don't
so
remind me of that
real.
pizza.
Yeah.
No, because the scene I don't know. There was one scene that I started like sobbing, and I was like, okay, is this because my doctor is not re-prescribing my Zoloft, and I've been literally living off fumes for a week. Been experiencing the most emotional ups and downs ever. I don't know why she won't refill it. It's because she is a C word, and um, but I was like, is this why? Because then the kid next to me, he was like, I don't know, like a 17-year-old boy with like his friends. Um, and they were, like, giggling, and I was like, "Guys, you're so immature because this is so serious right now and you just don't get it." But, I was like, "Maybe it's just me because I'm, like, emotionally volatile right now," but then you text me and you're like, "Just cried," and then I saw Noria's story and she was like, "Just sobbed at Quiet Place."
Yeah.
So,
I
you would
wonder
love oh, what?
I was gonna say, I wonder if it's, like, catered to emotionally unstable people, because the reviews have been very mixed. Like, I've seen a lot of people say that, like, it's, um, like a 7 out of 10 or, like, something a
I
little
think it
bit.
was, like, a 7 out of 10, but, like, ish, but, like, I mean, it wasn't my favorite movie ever, but I think for what it was, they did a great job, and it was way better than what I was expecting. You
Yeah.
would love, I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast, and this is gonna sound, like, very boy of me, but, like, Godzilla Minus One. I went into that movie once again with my brother because we have the AMC membership, and we needed to spend our tickets, and we were like, "Whatever, I've never even seen a Godzilla movie, but let me watch." So first of all, they don't even have an English for it's like all Japanese subtitles. So you get the type of people who are like, "I'm not sitting for a subtitle movie, like, put it in English." You get those people out of the way. That's good. Um, like, literally sobbed harder than I did at A Quiet Place, sobbed probably some of the hardest I have in any movie. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, it's because it was so human. Godzilla is in, like, 15 minutes of the movie, and the rest is just based around this guy who's, like, experiencing survival guilt amongst, like, surviving throughout the war, and his, like, friends and family didn't, and it's l just a movie about, like, learning to want to live again is, like, the theme of the movie is, like, live.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's so beautiful,
I'm
and I watched it for
scared, but I'll watch
it's
it.
so
I
it's
will
so
watch it.
good. Like, if I could kiss on the forehead the director, I would.
We
I
love
love him so much. He ate.
Japanese directors tend to scare me, but we stand.
Yeah, they make some good movies, dare I say.
The horror films,
Oh,
so
Twisted. Twisted and Fucked Up.
so
So
twisted.
twisted. Have you ever seen Old Boy?
Mm-mm.
Don't. That's
I
South Korean, but, don't.
literally
Actually
South
do
Korea
because it's great,
too.
but, it's really fucked up. They have a lot of fucked up movies in their repertoire.
There was a short like art exhibit on film in the Met, I want to say, and it was horrifying. They dressed up a monkey, I want to say, in human clothes, and
Oh,
it was horrifying.
okay, Curious George.
It was really scary. It was literally one of the scariest things I've
Was it
ever
like a monkey, like a little monkey or like a chimpanzee? Like
s-
that, I had nightmares about like chimps for like weeks after that. And to this day, like I'm horrified. Like I don't want. And the fact that like the whole segment part of the chimpanzees like attacking the human was like a true story.
Yeah, that's
I don't
when you go
see.
home
That's why
and
humans like, why are you fucking with the animal kingdom? Why do you think they're like, they're but gonna be buddy buddy with you? Like this is a wild animal and you're just like bumping fists with it.
no.
Like, why are you getting in the tank with a killer whale? Sorry, but, like, after that Blackfish documentary, like, why did you do that?
Yeah.
Like, the name the word is in the name of the animal, killer whale. You are
Yeah.
food. You're food
And some
at the end of
guy
the
thought it
day.
would be a good idea to get naked and swim with a killer whale. Like, did you think killer whales don't know disrespect?
No, like, wear some clothing
Yeah. This
around
is
my
not a
girls.
football game. This is a fish tank.
Yeah.
You can't
This is not
streak
the
in a
tennis
ring.
court.
This is a fish tank.
This is SeaWorld. Fuck
Uh,
SeaWorld. Speaking of Pride, even though it's over, so this is kind of taboo of me, but, but I'm a cheerleader for the first time ever. Now this was comedy. This was comedy. This was so fucking perfect. Natasha Lyonne and God, what's the other girl's name? I forgot her name, but literally they fall in love at conversion camp and it is the funniest shit ever, but like also the like heartfelt moments are so just like really beautiful and like grappling like with sexuality and just like constantly being told by like the like older people in your life like no like this is not right and then just I don't know it was really beautiful but also hilarious. RuPaul is in it, um
I love that film so
like so
much.
iconic. Yeah, it's great. Have you
It's
seen it?
I have seen it, but it's not one that I revisit, but I should watch it again. I watched it like a long time ago because
It's
it's
so
like
absurd.
it is so absurd. And I think I was looking, this was like in my when I discovered, have you seen Rocky Horror Picture Show?
No.
You need
Okay.
that's gonna change your life,
I
Lauren.
fear it will, and I've been waiting, like, because I see so many, like, indie theaters do it, like do, like, midnight showings, so I've kind of been waiting to watch it to when it's, like, an event.
Yeah, it's so fun. And in high school, we got so like addicted to Rocky Horror. Like that's like all we would talk about. The soundtrack is like all that we would listen to. It was really bad. But when I got to college, I didn't realize that like people were into it in the way that it was, but they did like the really big like events where they would act it out and have like the cast do the stuff and people there's like call and response like throughout the movie.
Oh,
So like
I have to watch.
you'll have the movie screening like on the actual theater screen, and then the cast will be up front, and then everybody in the crowd will just be
Oh, that's
it's literally
amazing.
every 2 minutes somebody's like saying something because there's always like a it's such a cult classic that people have like responses for every scene, like every second of the film.
Kind of like on Disney Channel when they would do, like, the things when, like, High School Musical 2 would premiere, and, like, on the commercial break, they would, like, answer all the questions.
Kind of.
I
But
love
it's
that.
like people will bring stuff to like throw at the event. It's like a very interactive
I love that.
situation.
I don't know
Yeah.
if I'd want my first time going to be like that, but
Yeah.
definitely second time around.
You should watch it like online first, and then I every October, like every Halloween, they usually do Rocky Horror stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I'll
And
do
people
that.
will even bring like newspapers because it starts raining like in one of the scenes. So they'll like cover their head with the newspaper. It's like it's very Disney, I'll say, like in that sense, where it's like if you know, you know,
Right,
but
right.
it's like really cute. It's so gay, but it's like amazing.
Okay, I'll be watching.
I have been trying to look for an apartment in New York, a roommate situation, a sublet, and I reached out to this guy because he was like, I'm subleasing, blah, 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 and it looked really nice.
Wait,
And it
where did
was,
you find the listing?
I think I found it on Craigslist. Craigslist is just not that girl that I thought that she
Mm,
was.
like Craigslist, she's a hit or miss.
Yeah. The
Because you could
list
be like, you could get the job of your life, the opportunity of your life, or fall into human trafficking.
literally, and I think that this situation was a human trafficker of
I
some
believe
sort.
so. After you sent me that screenshot.
Yeah, but I went ahead and like tried to do the best I could do in terms of like a background check. I look up the guy's name, he starts emailing me, and it already kind of seems a little fishy. Like he starts spelling stuff wrong, he's like responding immediately. He's kind of like being unprofessional when I'm trying to communicate with them. He's like, you need to go back and read this. Like you need to go find this in your
Mm.
inbox, and then you can come back to me and tell me if you're interested or not. I'm like, okay, like I'm just trying to have some clear instructions or whatever. And I made it to the point where we were like talking about signing a contract, and Noria comes into my room and is like, hey, you need to tour the place before you
You
decide to
made it all
send.
the way to signing a contract.
I didn't sign the contract though. I was
Okay,
thinking
okay.
about it. And then I told Noria because I was like, well, I'm in the process of signing a contract right now. I'm busy like in my room. And she's like, you cannot sign anything or put any money down until you've actually set foot in the apartment. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, fair.
So needed that in my life before I sent upwards of 3K to
Yeah,
my scammer man.
I'm so used to the process. Like I was okay with it too. I was like, let's just get it done. But it
Yeah.
does make sense. Like I am in the city right now, so it's like it makes no sense why I can't tour an apartment. Like just
Right.
go up there. And so I messaged him being like, can you, if it's available immediately, like why don't you just let me tour it real quick? And then if it everything looks good, I'll literally sign all the paperwork and send you the deposit right then and there. I just want to have a tour of the apartment, and B, like I just want to know that this place is real, get the keys, you know what I mean? Secure
Mhm.
it that way, just so it's more formal. And then that guy sends me the craziest freaking paragraph
Wild. I'm pulling
of
it up right
text.
now.
Said that I should stop freaking out because he was sent to me by God,
Have
and
faith
that
in God Almighty, okay? This is the moment of truth.
the Bible quotes, and he like this the first sentence is so scary because he referenced like you should prosper or you should die, right? Isn't that like in the first sentence? That's the
He
part
said,
that
"This is a
scared
moment of
me.
truth. What shall it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his or her life? I so much thank God that you are a capable and also responsible person. This is what I'm also afraid about. That is why I have been praying about this and know God brought us together. So just get your mind relaxed here. Am a man of God that always keep to his word and can never tarnish my image." He's not even speaking grammatically correct, first of all.
This
If you're gonna quote my Lord scripture, do it grammatically correct.
and I thought I did a good job doing a background check because when I looked him up, like it looked like he had owned several rental properties and stuff like that.
You and me too, babe. I thought I was in the clear as well, and here I am. And here
And
I am, $4 to my name. After putting in my goddamn $10,000 yesterday, because when you sign, you have to put in every single deposit under the earth before signing a lease,
yeah.
and it was a lot of money. Part of me is like, New York is epic and awesome, but also New York can go to hell.
Yeah. I'm tired.
It's the
I'm
horse. That is the horse. Literally, it's like this city will eat you up, but you got to do what you got to do to make
yeah.
it where you want to be.
I'm thinking about how I went into my interview yesterday and he was like, "Yeah, it's a tough market." And I said, "Oh,
I know, babe. I know. I'll see you in Park Slope later.
no, literally." I was like, "Oh, so we're all struggling right now, huh?"
Right.
Yeah. Camila Cabello just dropped her new album, and I know you're not a fan, but I actually kind of like it.
I saw a
The
single performance and I sent it to you on TikTok and it was jarring. I was like, why? How?
You saw the robot dog? Did you see that
No, I did
performance?
not. I
That
just saw the
she
one where she's singing Havana, ooh, la, la, which a bop.
yeah.
Her performance, it was lacking. I'll say
She
it.
d- she did a couple performances on SNL and Jimmy Fallon, I want to say, and she had this whole robot kind of gag, like
Like Neopets?
like the
Wait.
robo dogs that kind
Oh,
of
that's what
like
I was thinking of. Yeah.
um
Okay, wait, I
it
kind of love that.
it was cute at first, but then they start twerking on the dog, and it just kind of seemed a
Oh,
little
that's bestiality. See, what did we just say? Don't fuck with wild animals.
literally
Don't be twerking on the
they're
dog.
walking the dog on the leash, but then they just start twerking on it. I'm like, okay, like
She's giving
let's
like JoJo Siwa. Like I feel like she's just trying to not JoJo Siwa. Like once again making it into the podcast.
yeah.
Um, but like she's just trying to like do something like outrageous to like get attention.
I think that she could so do a good performance without having a gag like that. Like you don't need to twerk on the Robo
The robot
Dog.
dog. Yeah.
Um, and I think her song, what she was singing, I love it. I love it. Like that doesn't call for a Robo Dog, in my
No,
opinion. Like
that's what I
you
mean. She's
can,
just trying to like do whatever
yeah.
to get the people
And
going.
I just don't understand it. But she has a really good song with Drake, which I know Drake is, I don't know, people don't like Drake. But I kind of like the song,
I'll
and
give it a listen.
that's what I listened to like right before my interview, and it's gave me. I've never been like interested in going to Miami, but like I was in my Miami mode
You're
like
in
that
Miami.
morning, and that was just like a nice start to my day.
I've been listening to the new Megan Thee Stallion. Actually, before I walked in to sign my lease, I was like, I'm girl bossing right now. Let me turn on the new Megan Thee Stallion. Cobra is a great song from it. Mamushi Sakuro. I don't know if that's the song's name, but that's a great album. Also, I don't know if you saw Victoria Monet's BET performance.
I
When I
did.
tell you I'm a whore for a good live performance, like I have said this countless times, but like like there's musicians and there's performers. That's why I love BTS partly because they're performers. They do it all. And Victoria Monet, she's the best in the game right now, I think. Choreography, vocals, simply the like quality of her music. I think.
I loved her performance. I just something about the tuxedo part I'm not a fan of. Like that was I don't like
Well, it's
I
because the
don't
song I think is about like pimping. It's about
Ooh.
how the streets say pimpin'.
I just don't
I have a lot
like
of experience in that,
I just
in
didn't
being a pimp.
like that. Like, I don't
I
know.
liked it. I don't know. I think it also, was based off, like, the music videos for each song, because I know, like, All My Mama was basically, like, the outfits and choreography from the music video, so maybe that's the one it was. But no, I think she was great, and I just love Miss Victoria Monet with everything in my body, and I can't wait to see her live one day.
I wanted her to incorporate her saying like, "I'm like a bisexual blunt, I go both ways." Like that
Bisexual blonde, I can go both
I've
ways.
been waiting for that. I wanted
Yes.
that, but
Oh, wait, and
instead
she brought out who'd you oh, Kate Renata for, Alright.
for JoJo Siwa, did you see her reacting to
New York
a
City calling her out.
heckler? Yeah.
Yeah, I did, and I think she handled it great. I think JoJo Siwa handles everything with a grain of salt, and I think she is super professional, and I think her vocals are the best in the game right now, and I think she deserves the world.
That's so not true. I know you're lying.
No, it's
I know
true.
you're lying. If you
Okay, so, like, you're telling me you have JoJo Siwa singing in a booth, and you have Victoria Monet singing in a booth, and you're going that Victoria Monet is the better singer.
No.
No, it's JoJo Siwa.
No. I'm going to Victoria Monet. I'm going to seek out that girl blunt that she's talking about.
Me too. Um, yeah, JoJo Siwa is, someone needs to lock her up
Yeah.
in a jail cell immediately.
Just to update the podcast, we will be hanging out this weekend and maybe we'll have our first New York episode podcast.
Well, yes, we could have it in my empty apartment. That'll kind of be a vibe.
Yes. Well, yes. And it'll be so much fun to actually be potting from the big city.
From the big city, home of the horse.
Yeah.
It's like it's been 7 episodes, but we're making our way there. We're doing it. We're doing this is like the big one. Like we started that first episode out saying this is our big one. Like we have been building up to the biggest one.
Yeah.
And every episode it just gets bigger and bigger.
I think this is our episodes of Girls also. A cultural phenomenon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um
We are girls. We are
we
just
love
girls.
girls.
Yeah. Yeah. Comment below if you love girls as well.
I guess I should mention that I did roll up to the Rhodes Beauty event by Hailey Bieber. That is horse activity, like doing a pop-up. And when I say like that line wrapped around the block, I'm not
I
kidding.
saw it driving into the city from the airport and I was like, what is this for?
Was baffled because the thing ends at like I think every day it ends at like 7 o'clock and people were still lining up at like
All day.
4:30. Like, girl, there's no way you're getting in.
Insane.
There's no way.
That's that's horse activity.
Yeah, but I want to say that props to Hailey Bieber for creating such an experience, but I wish that that room was bigger. Like there's no way.
You went in?
No, but I saw
Oh,
like from videos and just judging
it
by
was
the
tiny.
size of the line, like there's probably like only space for like 10 people at a time, I'm thinking.
Well, maybe that's why the line was so big.
Yeah, because
Rent
there's
out, you
just
could afford like maybe a bigger place, girl.
I want to know where Ariana did her little ice cream shop pop up because maybe she should have done it there because I just feel like the line was a little too crazy.
Ethel Kane had a pop up too, like 3 days ago. I missed so many pop ups. I love a pop up,
Yeah.
but I don't need to be spending any money, so it's better I avoid them. Anyways, um, see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Rate thank you for listening, first of all. Second of all, we forgot to say the past few times. Go rate us 5 stars
Rate
because
us right now.
right now,
Rate rate it 5 stars, not four, not three, not two, not one, but
don't
five
even
stars.
consider one.
Send it to your mom, send it to your cousin, and say, "Oh my gosh, my friends have this podcast. Like, you should listen to them because they're so sexy, hot, and beautiful."
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and then go
And
pink
thank you.
wash our YouTube channel by hitting the subscribe button. You might not see it, but in the background, there's like millions of rainbows that pop out if you subscribe.
Yeah,
You won't see it on
it's
your
a
computer.
feature. It's a feature that we implemented.
Yeah, it's a mental rainbow thing, and,
Yeah.
it's most likely if you subscribe to us, you will see a pink unicorn when you
It's
pass
kind of like
away.
being Neuralinked. Like, you
Yeah.
subscribe and you're Neuralinked with the unicorns and all that fun stuff. So,
The pink unicorn is a secret, it's just one of those Easter eggs that you get at the end of your life. If you don't subscribe, then you won't see the pink uniform. It's
mhm,
one of the most
the pink
exclusive,
unicorn.
unique horses that you
Yeah,
could ever see. So,
pretty exclusive. It's like getting into the box. Not many people can do it, but if you subscribe, you could probably do it. Anyways, guys, see you next week. Bye.
episode 7, we're out.